Isa ka ba sa mga batang mahilig sa numbers? O isa ka sa mga natatakot at nahihirapang intindihin ang mga mathematical concepts? Huwag kang mag-alala. Nandito ako para tulungan ka. Ang mathematics ay gagawin nating easy, fun, and exciting. With me, Teacher Joyce.
Solving real-life problems involving GCF and LCM of two given numbers. Objective. After going through this lesson, the students are expected to solve real-life word problems involving GCF and LCM of two given numbers. Let us first review what we have learned on our past lesson. Let's practice by solving the GCF of 12 and 36. To get the greatest common factor, we have to determine which prime numbers are both divisible by 12 and 36. 2 is divisible by 12 and 36. So 12 divided by 2 is 6. 36 divided by 2 is 18. Continuously divide the given number to the prime number where it is divisible. This time, the dividend is divisible by the prime number 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. And 18 divided by 3 is 6. Since 2 and 6 are now divisible by 2, 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. In this case, 1 and 3 do not have common prime divisor. So to get the GCF, multiply the common divisors, which is 2 times 3 times 2, and that is 12. Therefore, the GCF of 12 and 36 is 12. Now, let us try to solve the LCM of 8 and 12 using continuous division. Again, determine which prime numbers are both divisible by 8 and 12. 2 is divisible by both numbers. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 12 divided by 2 is 6. Since 4 and 6 is still divisible by the prime number 2, let us again use it as our divisor. 4 divided by 2 is 2, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. The quotient 2 and 3 do not have any common prime divisor, so they will now become part of the factors to get the LCM of 8 and 12. Remember, in solving the LCM, instead of multiplying the common prime divisor, we will also include the quotient in the last step, which in this case is 2 and 3. So 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 is equals to 24. Therefore, the LCM of 8 and 12 is 24. Now that you have mastered how to solve the GCF and the LCM using continuous division, let us now solve word problems. In solving word problems involving GCF and LCM, there are word clues that will help you. For word problems involving greatest common factor, the word clues are biggest, largest, split up, groupings, divides equally, cutting something into pieces, or no leftovers. So let us have an example. Elaine has a rectangular gift wrapper that measures 30 centimeter by 25 centimeter. She wants to cut it into square sheets of small sizes to be used in her album. What is the possible number of a square sheet side which will not have a leftover? To solve this, we must follow the steps in solving word problems. Step 1 is understand. We need to identify what is asked in the problem. So in this case, we are looking for the possible measure of a square sheet side with no leftover. Next are the given facts or the important numbers to solve the problem. We have rectangular gift wrapper which measures 30 centimeter by 25 centimeter. Next is to identify the phrase or the word clue. So in this case, we have cut it into square sheets of same size with no leftovers. This means that we have to get the GCF. For step 2 is plan. We have to determine the method to be used in solving the problem. This time, we will use continuous division to find the greatest common factor of the number. Step 3, solve. To get the greatest common factor, we have to determine which prime numbers are both divisible by 30 and 25. So 5 is divisible by 30 and 25. So 30 divided by 5 is 6. 25 divided by 5 is 5. In this case, 5 and 6 do not have common prime divisor. So to get the GCF, copy the common divisor, which is 5. And we could say that the GCF of 30 and 25 is 5. Step 3, check and look back. So we will use the listing method to list all the factors of 30 and 25 and to check if 5 is the correct answer. The greatest common factor is 5. So we need to write our answer in complete sentence. We could say the measurement of a square sheet side with no leftover is 5 centimeter. Now, let's solve word problem involving list, common, multiple. The word clues are list, cycle, smallest, or when both will meet again, when both will be equally divided, and something is repeated at the same time. It may be every blank days or every blank hours. So let us have an example. A lighthouse 1 flashes its light every 15 minutes. A lighthouse 2 flashes every 18 minutes. If the two lighthouses flash together at 1 a.m., what time they will next flash together? To solve this, we must follow the step in solving word problems. Step 1 is understand. So we have to identify what is asked in the problem. So the time the two lighthouses will flash together. Next, we have to list down the given facts or the important numbers to solve the problem. We have lighthouse 1 flashes every 15 minutes. Lighthouse 2 flashes every 18 minutes. The two lighthouses will flash together at 1 a.m. Next is the phrases or the word clues. We have repeated at the same time, which tells us that we have to solve for the LCM. Step 2 is plan. So we have to determine the method to be used in solving the problem. Use continuous division to find the least common multiple of the numbers. Step 3 is solve. So we have to determine the prime numbers, that are both divisible by 15 and 18. So 15 divided by 3 is equal to 5, and 18 divided by 3 is 6. Since 5 and 6 do not have common prime divisor, they will now become part of the factors to get the LCM of 15 and 18. Remember that in solving the LCM, instead of just multiplying the common prime divisor, we will also include the quotients to the last step, which in this case is 5 and 6. So we have 3 times 5 times 6, and the answer is 90. Next is the check and look back. So we use the listing method to list all the multiples of 15 and 18. So the multiples of 18 are 18, 36, 54, 72, 90, and so on. The multiples of 15 are 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, 90, and so on. So the least common multiple is 90. 90 minutes is equals to 1 hour and 30 minutes. Since the two lighthouses will flash together at 1 a.m., so we will add 1 hour and 30 minutes to the time so that we could conclude that the two lighthouses will flash together again at 2:30 a.m. Now, get a pen and paper. To check your mastery in 5 minutes, I want you to solve the following word problems using the 4-step plan. Use the concept of GCF or LCM in each problem, and write your answer on your notebook. Your timer starts now. Time's up! Let's check your work. There are always 4 bars of chocolates left when box of chocolates shared equally among 8, 10, or 12 children. Find the smallest number of chocolates in the bar. To solve this, we must follow the steps in solving word problems. Step 1. Understand. We need to identify what is asked in the problem. So we have to find the smallest number of chocolates in the box. Next are the given facts or the important numbers to solve the problem. We have 4 bars of chocolates left, shared equally among 8, 10, or 12 children. Next is what are the phrases or the word clues. In this problem, we have smallest number, which tell us to solve for the LCM. Step 2 is plan. So we have to determine the method to be used in solving the problem. So we will use continuous division to find the least common multiple of the numbers. Step 3 is solve. Determine which prime numbers are both divisible by 8, 10, and 12. So 2 is divisible by all the numbers. 8 divided by 2 is 4, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. And 12 divided by 2 is 6. Since 5 is already a prime number, it will now become part of the factors to get the LCM. So 4 and 6 is divisible by 2. So 4 divided by 2 is 2, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. Now that 2 and 3 do not have common prime divisor, we will also include the quotients to the last step, which is in this case is 2 and 3. So we have 2 times 2 times 2 times 5 times 3. And that is 120. Therefore, the LCM of 8, 10, and 12 is 120. Step 3 is check and look back. So again, we use listing method to list all the multiples of 8, 10, and 12. As you can see, 120 is the least common multiples of the 3 numbers. To get the answer, we have to add 120 plus the 4 chocolates left in the box, which is 124. Therefore, there are 124 chocolates in the box. For item number 2, if a certain number of grade 4 students shared 28 or 39 skills books and mathematics, there are remainders of 4 and 3 books. What is the largest possible number of students? Step 1 is to understand. So we need to identify what is asked in the problem. So the largest possible number of students. Next are the given facts or the important numbers to solve the problem. We have 28 or 39 skills books in mathematics. There are remainders of 4 and 3 books. Now we have to identify the word clue. In this case, we have largest possible number of students, which tells us to solve for the GCF. Step 2 is plan. So we have to determine the method to be used in solving the word problem. So again, we use listing method to find the greatest common factor of the numbers. First is we have to take away the remaining numbers of books. So 28 minus 4 is 24, and 39 minus 3 is 36. Now we have to solve for the greatest common factor using the listing method. So we list down the factors of 24 and 36, and the GCF is 12. Therefore, the GCF of 24 and 36 is 12. Now to check and look back, 28 divided by 12 is equals to 2, remainder 4, And then 39 divided by 12 is equals to 3, remainder 3. So we need to write our answer in complete sentence. So the largest possible number of students is 12. Did you get the correct answer? Perfect! That's all for today. If you learned from this video, don't forget to enroll for my channel by hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell for more videos. Once again, this is your teacher Joy saying, ang mahirap na math problems ay kaya nating padaliin. Bye-bye and have a great day!